Good morning. Wow, there is no one on the road this Saturday morning. Everyone's self-quarantining over the social media hysteria. So I came up to the boat. And let's see, I got the survey back, I sent my self-survey to the insurance company, and they fired back with a request to address 4 items with dates, which I'll fix them. I pushed back on one of them. We'll see what they say, because I just don't want to deal with it. That is, I've got 3, maybe 4 through hulls that are above the water line. Let's see here, lights. These things have been seized open since I bought the boat. So behind the water heater, starboard side. Yeah, so I have 3. There's one there, and that's the bilge pump, the primary bilge overboard. Now, if you note, let's see, hold on, I'm gonna pause, turn on the light. All right, so I have 2 through hulls, both above the water line. The upper one does not have a through hull, and that is it's wiring. None of this is my work. One of them doesn't even have a through hull. This is the manual bilge pump. And then the other one is the primary electric bilge pump. That one's stuck open. All I need to do, I think, is put a wrench on the left side, loosen it up, take it apart. It's a tapered valve, I believe. I've never serviced one of those, but been looked online. They look fairly simple. Lube it all up. There's a Zerk fitting on the bottom. Grease it up, exercise it. But you know what? It's above the water line. The sink is above the deck height. And then obviously this bilge pump doesn't have one. So if the boat were to lay over on its side on the beach, or I guess there's a possibility she would flood when she stood back up. But one were ever to intentionally do that, I would think you'd be aware of that, and you'd put some wooden bungs in to prevent that problem. But the reason I haven't serviced it is I got to pull the water heater to get to that. So I just don't want to deal with it. And I don't know. You can send me emails and tell me about all the scary scenarios I'm not thinking of where that's going to sink the boat. And then on the port side, these are a little bit more accessible. Actually, I can't get to these. Sorry, loud noise, plastic bag. So these are, let me see. The right-hand one is the forward head overboard. We don't use the forward head, and it's got a Y valve, and it's wide to the holding tank. And yeah, that's all nasty, and it's been that way since I bought the boat. But again, it's all dried out, and we don't use that head, so has not been a priority. Let's see, and then the other one with the T fitting. So the smaller hose going into the T is the shower sump, and then the other is the galley sink. Oh, yeah, so wait, the starboard side, oh yeah, starboard side's bilge pumps. So yeah, I could take those apart. Bronze, in theory, those will be easy to loosen up and service. Boy, that head line, I just assume pull that and cap it. Pull the hose, pull that hose barb fitting, put a cap on in its place, but it's like, I'm afraid I start tearing into that, it's going to create new unanticipated issues. Next, my fire extinguishers. The tags are expired. Yeah, it's been a while, 2015. So they want me to re-tag these. So today I'm going to pull all of these, bring them home, and have them serviced. Helpful note someone gave me, and I've been good about it, is about every 6 months, I take these off and just shake them up a little bit, so hopefully the powder in the base doesn't solidify. All right, that was 2. Number 3, I'll show you a picture. They didn't like that my Raycor has so much sediment in the bowl, and now they're suggesting I have the fuel polished and my tanks cleaned. And yeah, I push back on that. I'll clean the bowl, clean it about every 1.5 years as needed, but I'm running 2 micron filters. I've never had an engine shut down due to vacuum pressure or total blockage. And I don't change the filters every 200 hours. It's more like every 400, as needed. The 120 Lehman doesn't recirculate a whole lot of fuel, so there's very little fuel flow across those 2 micron filters. That's another, like, there isn't a problem there, so I'm not going to go messing with it and tearing into my tanks or spending a fortune having someone polish fuel if I'm not exhibiting any kind of performance issue. So I pushed back. I said I'd clean the bowl by this summertime, but I'm in no rush to do that. Again, that bowl, I'm sure it needs a new gasket once I pull it off the bottom. It's probably going to leak when I put it back together. So while I do have sediment in the bottom, it's not as bad as when I bought the boat. And like I said, it's about every year and a half I take it apart and clean the goop out of there. All right, so that was 3. Tank. Oh, clean the bilge. They saw all the growth from my bilge pump photos, and I've already done that, but someone emailed me and suggested I spray vinegar down there. So thank you for that, and I'm forgetting who it was. But great heads up. I was going to bring bleach today, and I forgot. So next trip up to the boat, I will spray it all down with, not bleach, sorry, vinegar. And I'll give it a second pass of scrubbing. Teresa had a mobile fire extinguisher service company come out to the house, tested and tagged the 4 boat extinguishers plus, I think we have a 5-pound and a few 1-pounders at the house. $125 total. And then the propane cylinder on board was empty and expired. So I brought another cylinder from the house to install. Alright, long overdue. Today I'm adjusting the tachometer, recalibrating to match the new alternator that I installed last summer. I had to go to the store and buy a 9-volt for my RPM gun. I'm gonna put on some ear protection, spin the engine up to about 1500 RPM, and then use a screwdriver to adjust the lower tack.
Los Angeles is again, marked alongside the Martin LA 93, yes, LA 73, begin. Oh, Virginia began, go ahead. Yeah, we're just coming off the ship now.